About 780 million people walk for water on a daily basis. Not even for clean water, but polluted surface water that's being gathered. 20 liters to make it through the day. Water is a precious resource, so water is not for free. At the same time, water should be accessible by anybody. One tap per household, connecting 100 households, 100 taps on the water tower, and it's on a subscription model, so households subscribe. It doesn't have to take the world, to change the world a bit for a better place. It's better for your health, it's way better for the environment, it saves a lot of carbon emissions and firewood, but I think maybe most importantly, it saves a tremendous amount of effort. I think eventually that's the end goal, and some say it's unreachable. At the same time, I think if only it's inspiring others to join our effort.
Giving back to people and places around us is a core value that we strongly believe in at Chespack Hygiene. And as an organisation who supplies goods each day that use a basic commodity that we are fortunate to access, we decided that we should give back to those that don't have the same privilege. That commodity? Water. The entrepreneurial charity on a mission to make water accessible to everyone globally is Made Blue. We're excited to have Machiel van Dooren here with us today. He's a social entrepreneur and the co-founder of Made Blue Foundation, with previous experience in many other charitable organisations doing fantastic work to make the world a better place. I'm excited to get into this conversation, so let's get to it. I'm Jasper McEwen and this is the Healthy Facilities Review.
Well, it's a big privilege to be here today in Eindhoven, Machiel. I'm really looking forward to catching up around Made Blue. I just wondered if we could, first of all, just introduce yourself as Made Blue, what an inspiration Made Blue is, with the impact it's having providing water for all. So take it away, Machiel.
Well, thanks so much, Jasper, for having me in the show and having you, Chespack, as a partner to Made Blue. Really awesome making so much impact together. So a bit about Made Blue. We're a charity registered in the Netherlands, and Made Blue is all about water. So as you may know, access to clean water is like a given to most of us, but not for everybody on the planet. About 780 million people walk for water on a daily basis.
Wow.
It's often women and children doing the walking. Not even for clean water, but polluted surface water that's being gathered. 20 liters to make it through the day. I simply try to imagine, what it means to walk for water every day. It means a time wasted, basically. Time that could have been spent for going to school, work, care for a family. And that's why we say that access to clean water is not only essential to make it through life, it's also essential for making something out of your life, to be able to study, to work, and to care for others. And so we started Made Blue as a charity, digging wells, deep wells, 300, 400 meters into the ground, pipelines, community taps at schools, hospitals, village centers, and working towards access for clean water and hygiene for everybody. Amazing being joined by companies such as Chespack.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant to hear, and I think you have quite a few statistics, don't you, Machiel, around the lack of water in certain parts of the world. Could you share a few of those statistics with us today?
Well, absolutely. So maybe to put it in perspective, Jasper. So you and me, we're on average, of course, using about 120 liters of water per day, and that's of course including a dishwasher, your shower, so all of your water use.
Sure.
In the areas where we are working, so that's mainly East Africa, Southeast Asia, countries such as Bangladesh, We reckon with a bare minimum of 20 liters you would actually need making it through the day. So that will be 20 liters of clean water, being able to wash your hands, prepare your meal, drink water, of course. So where it's almost a given to most of us, it's the 780 million people walking for water every day. And a lot of people consider, think about, if it's about water scarcity, many people think about Africa, the drought, which is of course a huge problem, and also already in parts of Europe. But in Southeast Asia, for example, it's lots of issues with seawater entering the river deltas and turning fresh water into salt water, and in that way also making sure people have to work harder, walk further for collecting the water. So that's actually how we operate. We try to do mini water grids, so to say. So systems that last a long time can connect to government-operated water systems over time, and ensure access to clean water in a sustainable way.
No, it's great to hear, and it's great to just put it in perspective, because like you say, we take, well, I certainly do, take water for granted, but ultimately there's a lot of people that don't have that facility, isn't there? And it's, the amount of people I've spoken to and had a conversation with, they can't believe some of these statistics that are out there, millions and millions of people that just don't have access to it easily. So it's great work that you're doing. So tell me a little bit about, and I think you've kind of already touched on it, Machiel, but what's the overall goal of Made Blue? What's your objective?
Well, we have this, so we have this, I think it's in my email, this simple payoff saying access to clean water for all. I think eventually that's the end goal, and some say it's unreachable. At the same time, I think if only it's inspiring others to join our effort and try to change things for the better. I think we try to demonstrate with Made Blue that it doesn't have to take the world, to change the world a bit for a better place. We demonstrate that we can actually generate water in remote areas at only a fraction of the cost it takes to manage our clean water systems over here in Europe.
Yeah.
And so if everybody would add a bit to the fund, we could make a huge change in the world. I'm sure of that.
No, absolutely, and that's just leads us on to another point around our work with you, and the difference that we can make together. It'd be appreciated, Machiel, if you could go over some of the, since our relationship started with Made Blue, how much impact we as Chespack Hygiene have made.
Yeah, well, I think it's on screen, Jasper. I already saw it on screen earlier in our conversation. Of course, we count. We're great at counting.
Yeah.
It's all about liters, and I think so. So this, there it is, and in fact, it's a lot more, because this is only part of your work in our system, and of course, as an IT partner, there is lots of liters being added to this number. But nevertheless, so that's really changing lives and ensuring a better future for the next generation.
Yeah.
And this is only since, our partnership is quite fresh.
Yes,
so I think
last year, I think.
It's only communicating the enormous amount of impact that lies ahead of us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm really excited with some of the stuff that we've been working on, Machiel. One of the projects that we're going to be working on with you soon is around the Bangladesh project. Could you just touch on that and give us a bit of an insight as to what that involves? Yes,
of course, and I think quite proud of it actually. So we're doing different kind of interventions, also to be able to measure impact, because at Made Blue we believe in scaling interventions that work, that outperform other strategies significantly, and we try to scale those projects to the extent that we can actually to what it's possible. So do a lot of work in East Africa, also do some work in Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Nepal, and also now starting in Bangladesh. And Bangladesh is kind of unique, because we're actually embarking on a project in which we're basically building mini water grids. So we're doing a water tower which directly connects up to 100 households via flexible pipes, and really do household connections. You could say local style. So there's the household, the connection goes up to the house. There's a hole in the wall. On the other side, there's a faucet, so it's really a really simple installation. One tap per household, connecting 100 households, 100 taps on the water tower, and it's on a subscription model. So households subscribe to the water tower, and Microsoft Excel is always right. So we did a calculation, and we think when 100 households sign up, we should be able to turn this into a sustainable model that takes care of its own maintenance, and even in about 5 to 7 years' time would be able to copy itself. So to fund the next 100 household connections. That's what we're looking at, and
that's
really
fantastic. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that really, when we first kind of heard of Made Blue through IT, it was the tangible nature of what you're doing. You can see that impact, and you can see what our investments are actually doing with Made Blue, and really looking forward to taking part in the Bangladesh projects, providing that tap water into a household. Again, it's that element of tangibility that really makes it come to life, doesn't it? And to show and know that you're having an impact for good. So no, it's go on.
Well, absolutely, and I also think it's really important that water is a precious resource. So water is not for free. At the same time, water should be accessible by anybody. It's a human right, so it's not a private resource. By introducing a model such as this in Bangladesh, we hope to create an awareness amongst people that they should really take care of this precious resource, and also as a community own their own mini water grid. So the amounts they pay are really micro. It's really about it would weigh in the same as it would with us. So it's a small payment on a monthly basis, but it's enough for covering maintenance, and it's enough to keep things going and hopefully realize some savings that can cover for the next install in so many years. And,
absolutely.
That's really,
No, it's interesting as well if could just touch on this, but the impact you can have in other areas. So I know, for example, when we provide water, or when you provide the water supply, you're actually reducing the carbon footprint, aren't you? Because it reduces the amount of trees that are cut down to boil up the water traditionally, doesn't it? Just touch on the sustainability side.
Yes, so we've been looking into this in the past few years, even in more detail, and so we've learned that especially in where we're working in remote places, people were used to walk for water. So often being surface water that's really collected in jerry cans in surface water. So rivers and lakes polluted with waterborne bacteria. So needed to boil before consumption. So it's all the firewoods, all the fires that you smell as soon as you exit the airplane, and gives this really, But of course it's a disaster, because it means firewood being collected all day, fires burning all day for all those for all the waters to be boiled, and as soon as you have direct access to clean water, that's no longer needed. So it's better for your health. It's way better for the environment. It saves a lot of carbon emissions and firewood. But I think maybe most importantly, it saves a tremendous amount of effort, because it's not only the walking for the water, it's also
walking for the trees,
the logging of the trees, the boiling of the water. I don't know if sometimes you go camping and you're busy all day working your basic needs, and that's of course what's actually a daily reality for so many women and girls mostly, and with that not being able to do anything more productive.
Absolutely. And I think that's it's really good to just get your insight as to that, because I think for myself, a little bit blinkered, I guess. We didn't think that was happening, but ultimately it is in many parts of the world, isn't it? So it's great to be able to have an impact through yourselves to not only provide the water, but also be more sustainable in many other ways. And I think from just touching on it from a Chespack Hygiene perspective, every client that we have on our books each year, we donate on your behalf. So ultimately, if you're a client of ours, we will be donating water on your behalf, and that is available for you to have a certificate each and every year. So that's something that we provide as a company through Made Blue, and that's something we're very, very pleased to be supporting. So just touching on what people can actually do, so what our clients can do to have an impact, to both save and donate water, I guess. Obviously, being a client of ours, we have that partnership already, but there is also product set, particularly things like the iMop, which will also have a positive impact and bring more water, wouldn't it? Could you just elaborate on that a little bit, and the partnership with the whole iTeam product set and Made Blue?
Yes, of course. Yes, we're happy to. And I think you already gave, you said it already a little bit in your introduction, that it's all about saving water. You know, water is a precious resource. There's not going to be any more fresh water on the planet that's already there. And I think with Made Blue, we try to bring a story that saving water is the right thing to do. And together with us, we're giving back the amount of water that we are no longer needing over here. And you touched on the iMop shortly. So the iMop is a water-saving cleaning machine, only using 18 liters of water per day. And already for years, we're bringing the story that those 18 liters of daily usage are also mirrored by an equal 18 liters of water being delivered elsewhere on the planet. About enough to provide an adult with a days of access to clean water and hygiene. So turning the iMop basically in a small mobile water well. So every day an iMop's being operated, someone else on the planet enjoys a full day's access of clean water and hygiene. And so I would say, so what can people do is make the right choice. Choose operating water-saving equipment such as the iMop, and give back what you no longer need to Made Blue at a fraction of the cost of your financial saving, actually. So it's also financially it's the right thing to do, and altogether adding up into big numbers and changing many lives for the good.
Yeah, that's brilliant. It really helps to put it in perspective and help people everywhere, I guess, just understand what they can do to have an impact. So it's great analogy to use the iMop. So with that, Machiel, I'd like to thank you very, very much for your time. It's been a pleasure to meet you digitally, and I look forward to what the future holds for Chespack Hygiene and Made Blue and iTeam. Thank you.
Well, thanks again, and thanks so much for being partners for impact, Jasper, and really looking forward into walking towards access to clean water for all in the future.